What's going on, everybody? My name is Keisha Ravenel, and I am going to be teaching you in this three-part video the secret sauce to starting a t-shirt business as a side hustle. And I'm going to teach you how to do it with less than $50. So that's right. I started my own t-shirt business with less than $50, and I want to teach you how to do the same. But before we get started, a little housekeeping. So if you are really serious about starting a t-shirt business beyond this video, check the link in the description box. You can join my Facebook group, and that's where I'm going to be answering all questions. I will be going live, answering questions and giving you feedback. So definitely check that out in the description box and join my Facebook group. All right, so let's get into it. So once again, this is a three-part video. This is only day one. So if you want all of the information, you're gonna have to come back. You can't just do one day and think that you're gonna have all the information, because that's not how it's working up in here. All right, so let's start this presentation. So once again, this is just day one or video one. And I'm going to be going over with you how to establish your brand. So yes, I know they say that it takes money to make money, but I really started my t-shirt business with less than $50. And I have clients that I taught how to do the same thing. So let's see some of those clients. So over the past years, I've helped t-shirt business owners, one, establish their brand, because your brand is really more than just selling t-shirts. And we're going to talk about that today. I've helped them to identify their target audience and connect their purpose to a specific audience. I've helped them to come up with a design. And that's where a lot of people get stuck with the design. It's like, okay, what should my design be? I don't know what it should say. I don't know, how it should look. I don't know the colors. And we're going to talk about that today as well. A design that captures the attention of their potential customer and connects with their brand. I also help them to set up their print on demand and e-commerce store for customers to shop. And for those of you who don't know what print on demand is, it's a method of selling which is going to allow you to start your business with less than $50. So I'm going to teach you that as well. And I've also helped them to launch and market their brand. So these are just some of the t-shirt business owners that I've helped, and they are wearing their apparel. They're wearing their t-shirts. So definitely check them out. I'm so proud of them and what they're doing and how their brand is impacting their customer. And we're going to talk about that today as well. So I would like you to meet Shalea. So Shalea, she took my course while she was 7 months pregnant with twins. And she worked on launching her t-shirt business literally up until the night before she gave birth to her beautiful girls, like legit before that. And she implemented the strategies that I taught in my course, and within the first week of sales, she made over $500. So this definitely can be used. So imagine investing $50 and making, over $500 your first week in sale, your first week in business. So I'm going to teach you how you can start this t-shirt business without a side hustle without spending all of your time and all of your money. 3 days. Are you ready? All right, let's get into it. So I want you to drop in the chat what you think you need in order to start your t-shirt business, because I bet you have the same beliefs that everybody else has. So let me know what you think you need to start your t-shirt business. And we're going to debunk some of those myths, because a lot of it you'll spend a lot of money on and you just really don't need it. So what most people believe they need to get started: one, they think they need a logo. So I know so many people that come to me that say, oh, I haven't started because I haven't gotten my logo yet. And I'm like, are you putting your logo on your t-shirt? No, my t-shirt's going to be different. So why are you focused on a logo? It's not going on your t-shirt. So I don't want you focusing on a logo unless the logo is going to be on your t-shirt. If it's going to be the same as the design on your t-shirt, then you use a logo, or then you focus on getting a logo up front. If not, don't worry about the logo yet, right? You could get it down the line. Something else that people think that they need in order to get started is hundreds of dollars to purchase t-shirts in bulk and equipment to make their t-shirts. So remember I told you about print on demand? Yeah, that's what we're going to be using. So no, you don't need to spend all your money on buying t-shirts in bulk that you're probably not even going to sell, and buying equipment that you're not going to learn how to use. And I'm telling you, because I get this all the time. Like, I can't tell you how many times people have come to me and say, no, I want to make the t-shirts myself. And if that's you, whatever floats your boat. I'm not here to discourage you in any type of way. If that is your passion and you're like, yes, like I really want to make my own t-shirts and I'm passionate about it and that's what I'm going to do, then hey, do your thing. I'm not going to stop you. But there are people that they're not really passionate about making it. They just want the t-shirts, right? They just want to sell the t-shirts and they're passionate about the brand and impacting others. So I say ditch the equipment, because you get the equipment and then 6 months down the line, you're going to be like, you know what? I didn't even use this equipment, or I tried and I didn't really have the time to learn how to use it. So I want you to maximize your time. So I want you to save money and I want you to maximize your time. And you're not going to be able to do that if you're learning how to make t-shirts. So I would say ditch the equipment, the Cricut, the heat press. You don't need to do that. Like, of course, like I said, unless you really want to. I know I don't. So kudos to you if that's something that you are really into. People think that they just need a good idea. Like, oh yeah, if I have a good idea, like that's enough to get started, which it's not. You really need to work at it, right? And it's like, oh, I have a good idea. Okay, and then what, right? Like, are you going to implement anything? So, of course, a good idea is not enough, right? If you're not implementing what you need in order to get started. Multiple designs. Oh my goodness. Sometimes it really is tragic, guys, where people have 15, 20, 25 designs. And I'm like, oh my goodness, that is a lot. So you don't want to overwhelm people with all of these designs. It's too much. So people think that they need this to get started, but here's what you really need to get started. You need a solid brand promise, right? So how are you impacting the world or your customer through your brand? What are you going to help them to do, to be, to become, right? Because your brand is more than just selling t-shirts. And I want you to remember that if you're starting a t-shirt business or any business, right? It's more than you just selling the product. There's a reason why you're selling the product. There's a reason behind that. So you need a solid brand promise. You need a showstopper design that speaks. So you don't need multiple designs. You could go with one or two really, really dope designs that speaks to the audience that you're trying to capture. So don't feel like the more designs you have, the better your chances of getting people to purchase. And I know a lot of people think like that, but you really want people to recognize you for a design. So if you see my I Am Enough t-shirt here, I'm over here in the corner. So when people see this, they think of me. Especially my customers, right? So my customers, my fans, and you're going to develop fans. That's a real thing. When they see anything that says I am enough, they think of me. They associate it with me. So what's going to be something that they associate with you as the business owner and that they associate with your brand? You need a good print on demand company. So this is how you're going to start your t-shirt business with less than $50. So a print on demand company it's similar to drop shipping, but it's not drop shipping. So print on demand is where you can put your designs on apparel and you connect it to your e-commerce store and your customers shop from your e-commerce store. So the print on demand company, they fulfill the orders. So you don't do any of the work. You do not touch the product at all, right? All you do is you go on the print on demand company's website, you put the design on the t-shirt, and then you connect it to your e-commerce store. Your customer gets to shop. That's less work that you have to do. Everyone is pretty happy. So you get paid, your customer gets your dope product, and everyone's satisfied. So you need a really good print on demand company to do that, a company that makes quality, right? Once again, quality apparel. And you need a good launch and marketing strategy. So we are going to speak in more detail about each of these. So by doing these things, it inspired and empowered the Black community through my brand. It allowed me to inspire and empower the Black community through my brand. So someone said, one of my customers said, "You have made us women feel like we are worth something again. And I found myself again. Thank you for your brand and your love." So you're going to start to get these reviews on your website, these testimonials, right? This is what you want to collect, because this is going to help other people say like, "Oh, okay, this is a credible website. You know, other people like it." So another review: "I am forever inspired. Thanks for sharing your story. The culture will never be the same because of your courage and strength to be free, to be great, and to be legendary. We inspire brand as Black Bold." So like that makes me feel good when I hear words like that, right? Because I started my business in order to inspire and empower the Black community through positive affirmations. And the fact that people wearing my apparel makes them feel good about themselves, right? It makes them feel inspired. It makes them feel empowered. That is the goal. So you're going to see that, you know, the profit from the apparel is great, but I'm telling you, when you receive messages from people saying that you are changing their lives, that you're having an impact, a positive impact on their lives, like it does something different to you. I'm telling you, it does something different. So this also allowed me to make extra income because I was working a 9-to-5 at the time. I quit my 9-to-5 in 2021 to go full-time in my business. But yeah, that's why I started my t-shirt business. It was a side hustle when I was working my 9-to-5. So having the extra income, it allowed me to do things like travel and go to brunch and shop and pay off, you know, some of my bills, save more money. So it's always good to have extra income, right? Like you don't want to depend on just one stream of income. You don't want to just depend on a 9-to-5 on your job, right? Because like I was able to quit my job, but what if your job quits you? And I'm gonna say that again. What if your job quits you, right? What if they let you go? Then what do you have in place in order to at least, you know, buy food, right? Or pay bills, pay rent, whatever it is, right? So you always want to make sure you have a backup plan and you're not relying on these jobs to to fully, you know, to keep you on, right? You don't want to rely on that. So after doing this for the past it's actually 5 years now, or almost 5 years, I realized a few things. So one thing that I realized is that launching and marketing is more than just posting a picture on Instagram. So yes, I did think that back in 2018, where I was like, oh yeah, I'm marketing because I'm posting a picture. Like marketing is strategy and there's multiple parts to marketing. So you definitely want to learn how to properly market your business and not just post pictures of your t-shirts on Instagram. Something else that I learned is my online store is more than just a place where people shop products. It's an experience. So the same way you go to a certain store expecting a certain experience, that is the same way people are going to come to your online store and expect an experience, right? Like you always want to provide the best experience for your customer. Now, you're not going to be serving champagne online, like, but you want to make sure like it's easy to navigate. You want to make sure they're able to find whatever they're looking for, that it's easy to add t-shirts or hoodies or whatever you're selling to the shopping cart. It's easy to check out. Like you want them to have a user-friendly experience. Another thing that I learned, and I always say to my clients, is Gucci is not better than me, and it's not better than you, right? So Gucci is not better than you. Get that out of your head, right? Lowering your prices to increase the chances of people purchasing from you is a terrible business strategy. And it also shows that you don't believe in your business or your brand. So you want to make sure you're charging what your t-shirts are worth, and don't just lower it because you think, well, if I lower it then people are gonna purchase it. Like, no, people are gonna purchase it because they also believe in your brand and the impact that your brand is having on them and other people. So just know that, like, I've sold hoodies at $30, which is terrible. That was a mistake. I've sold hoodies at $30, and I've sold even more hoodies at $40 and $45. So don't think like, oh, no one, no. I want you to get that out of your head right now. Like if Gucci can sell a shirt for $600, yes, 600, then you can sell a t-shirt for 25 for $30. You don't have to sell a t-shirt for $15 thinking that you're going to make a profit, and it's just not going to work with print on demand. So I don't want to say it's not going to work, but it's going to be harder for you to make a profit on using print on demand if you're selling t-shirts for $10, $15. So just putting that out there. So of course I discovered this the hard way, but I want to give you the cheat code. I want to give you my way, the easy way. I want to show you my method for starting a t-shirt business with less than $50 and saving time while doing it. So here is my 7-step system that is going to help you get started on your profitable t-shirt business. So you're one step closer to making extra income and impacting the lives of others. So step 1, we're going to talk about determining your purpose and your brand promise. Step 2, we're going to be talking about selecting your target audience. Step 3, we're going to be talking about designing your t-shirt. Step 4, choosing a print-on-demand company. Step 5, setting up your Shopify store or e-commerce store. Step number 6, launching your business. And step number 7 is going to be marketing your business. So I hope you are ready. I hope you have your pen and your paper out, because you should be taking notes. Unless you have a photographic memory, that's pretty cool. But you should be taking notes. And you should have been taking notes thus far. I feel like I gave you some game already. So get your pen and your paper out if you haven't, and or your phone, whatever you take notes on. Like, let's do this if you are serious about getting your t-shirt business started. And please make sure to like this video, to share it out. Maybe you're not trying to start a t-shirt business, but maybe you have someone else in your family or a friend that is trying to start a t-shirt business. So share this out with them, and make sure you subscribe to my channel. All right, let's get started. Step number 1, determining your purpose and your brand promise. So what is your why? And I know you hear that probably a lot, especially if you've taken taken other courses or you listen to motivational speeches, but it really is the foundation of your business because your why helps you to continue when you don't feel like it, right? Because there are times in business where we don't feel like it, especially a side hustle. So sometimes people treat a side hustle like a side hustle, right? Like it's like, oh yeah, that's just my little side hustle, but they don't treat it like a business, right? Like just because it's a side hustle, don't mean you have to treat it like a side chick, right? Right? Like you have to still nurture your business. You have to still pour into it. And things are not always going to work out. It's not always going to be what you want it to be. You may not bring in the money sometimes in some months that you want to bring in. So determine what your why is because once again, that's going to get you through those tough times. And then additionally, knowing your why, right? It helps you with marketing as well down the line. Now that's a little bit more advanced, and I do teach it in my Profitable T-shirt Business Academy. Just the steps and everything to marketing. We're going to go over some stuff in this 3-part video, but it's going to help you to tell your story down the line. So establish these things up front so that you don't have to think about it later on. It just comes naturally. So think about that. What is your why? Why are you starting this t-shirt business, right? Maybe you want to inspire and empower the Black community like me. That's why I started my t-shirt business, as well as I wanted to make some extra income, right? Like I wanted to, like I said, travel and brunch, and I was in my 20s at the time. So like I was just all over the place, right? And I wanted extra money to do that. Maybe you want extra money to take care of your family or save for your child's college fund or whatever it is, right? Maybe you have a wedding coming up. I just had a wedding in November and it's very expensive. So maybe you need a t-shirt business to save up more money for your wedding. So write down your why and remember what this why is, why you are doing this, what is the purpose. And then you also want to know what problem you are solving for your customer, right? So once again, I know I said it earlier, but let's dive deeper into it. Your brand is more than you just selling t-shirts, right? Your brand is how you are impacting the lives of your customer. Your brand is the problems you are solving for your customer, right? So a problem that I'm solving, right, with my I Am Enough is inspiration, empowerment, reminding Black women in the Black community that they are enough, right? Reminding them that they are worth something, to hold their head up high, to have that self-confidence, to have that self-esteem. So what problem are you solving in the community? So I have customers that I have clients that created t-shirt lines for Black mothers, right? Giving Black mothers a sense of purpose. I have clients that created t-shirt lines for Black Christian women to remind them that, they have a father in heaven that's always going to be there for them, even though their natural father may not have been there for them. So I have another client that created a t-shirt line because he wanted to empower the community financially, the Black community financially. So, on his t-shirt, I love his t-shirt, and I'll show you the guys that down in day 3. I think I'll show you his t-shirt, but it's check yourself, right? And then on the back, it's like all the things that you need to check off to gain financial freedom. It's so dope. I love, love, love his t-shirt design. But so that means it's more, right? They're providing more than just the t-shirt. The t-shirt is just a little piece of the brand that your customer gets to take with you to remind them of who they are, to remind them of, what to do, to empower them, right? But it's going to be much more than just the t-shirt. So here is my why. Here's all of my I Am Enough designs. Um, Now, I created my I Am Enough design after my first engagement. So I was engaged back in 2019, and we called it off. It just wasn't going to work. And after that, I had very low self-esteem. So I had low self-confidence. I felt like, oh my goodness, like I want to get married, but no one is going to want me. And I just didn't have confidence in myself. Right. And I had to go through a healing journey. I had to tell myself I am enough. Right. I had to go to therapy. I had to journal every day. I had to do all of these things in order to heal from this relationship and find Keisha again, right? Find Keisha as a new woman, right? Because after every relationship, you are different. You experience different things like that you didn't experience before that relationship, right? Like so I had to find me. And I Am Enough was such a big part of my healing journey because it was a reminder for me that no matter what, like I don't need to seek external validation. I need to validate myself internally. So it didn't matter if everyone was saying, you're beautiful, you're beautiful, you're beautiful, beautiful. If I didn't believe it, it didn't matter. It didn't matter if everyone was saying, oh my goodness, you're so intelligent and you're so awesome and you're so this. If you don't believe it first, it's not going to matter. Right. And I wanted to remind and empower other Black women. So I wanted to let them know that they needed that internal validation first before they could seek external validation. So that is my why. That's what kept me going because I wanted to empower my sisters. You know, I said, well, if I'm going through this, there are other women that are going, I'm sure there are other women that are going through this. And sure enough, there was, right? And I get DMs and I get messages where it's like, wow, I have a similar story and, you know, thank you for your brand. That's the impact. That's the impact. That's what you want your brand to do. You know, you want it to impact the lives of other people, right? Here's my other one. So this is my niece. That is my baby. I love her so, so much. And the other day she came to me and she said, Auntie, I want to start a t-shirt business. And it's like, oh my gosh, my baby. Like she wants to start a t-shirt business. Like, do you know how touched I was? And it's because like the babies are watching. So no matter what, the young people are watching you. And it's important for me to be an example for her, a good example for her, to show her that she doesn't have to rely on a job when she gets older, right? That she could start a business now, right? And she can impact the lives of whoever she wants to impact. So, what is your why? Like, I really want you to sit down, write it out, do what you need, whatever. Like, if you need a pen and paper or you're using your phone to write notes, whatever it is, write down your why. That's your homework. That's your homework for tonight. Write down your why. Why are you doing this? And make sure it's something that you can come back to and be reminded, like, all right, my love for my niece is never gonna go away. You know, so when I look back, like this is my why, like this, I gotta do this for her. You know, it pushes me to move forward. And I wanted to do the same for you guys. Whatever your why is, I wanted to push you to move forward during those hard times. All right. So, step number 2 is to select your target audience. So, who do you want to solve the problem for? Who needs your brand? Who needs to hear your story? So, a lot of the time people are like, oh, I want to target everybody because if I target everybody, then more people are going to buy my t-shirt. And that's not true, right? Like you want to make a group of people feel special, right? So you want to talk to a certain group of people. And it's not to say that other people from other groups won't purchase your t-shirt. I know for me and I Am Enough, it was specifically geared toward Black women, but men bought my t-shirts, women of other races bought my t-shirts and hoodies. So don't feel like, oh, well, I'm not going to make sales. No, you're still going to make sales, but you want to make sure you are targeting that specific group because you want to build trust. So people purchase from you when they know you, they like you, they trust you. So if they feel like they can relate to you in some type of way, that is going to help to build trust. That is going to help them to like you. That's going to help them to get to know you more. Right. So I like to use this example because it's so extreme. So let's say that you sell like Black Lives Matter t-shirts, right? So it's like, yeah, like Black Lives Matter t-shirts. And, I'm not saying like, oh, we're not getting into the political stuff. This is really just an example to help you to know how important it is to choose a target audience. So you sell Black Lives Matter t-shirts, right? And you're all like, yes, I, believe that Black Lives Matter and, I love my Black people and they need to stop killing us and all this stuff, right? But then you're saying, oh, I want to target everyone though. So since you want to target everyone, you start selling all lives matter t-shirts. Black Lives Matter people are going to look at you like, all lives matter, but I thought you were over here rocking with us. Like I thought you were for the Black community and you selling all lives matter t-shirts. Like that's what you believe in, right? So it's like pick a side, right? That's kind of how it. What's that commercial? Is it Twix? I think it's Twix. Like pick a side, right? Like don't try to choose all sides to try to get more money because you're going to get less money that way because people are not going to trust you, right? Like you want to build that relationship with your audience and with your customer in order for them to trust you so that they can purchase from you, right? And then purchase from you again. So think about that. Who needs to hear your story? For me, it was Black women, right? They needed to hear my story about having low self-confidence and going through my healing journey, which eventually led to my husband, right? So, and I'm still telling my story, right? You never stop telling this story to the people that need to hear it, and you're going to build up an audience and a fan base. So work on the purpose and your target audience for sure. This is very important first steps. And this is another thing, knowing your target audience is going to help you with marketing down the line. So doing the work up front is going to help you later on. So I want you to meet Latricia. She is the owner of Daddy's Girl brand. And Latricia was one of the ones that I was talking about earlier. So Latricia's target audience is young women that need a reminder that they can lean on Christ. So she determined that because she told me, Coach, she called me Coach, right? Because I'm her t-shirt business coach. And she's like, Coach, there are a lot of girls out there that are daddy's girls with their natural father. And her father passed away. So she's like, yeah, but it really helps me, and it sustains me to know that I have a heavenly father that helps me every day. And she told me there are a lot of women out there that may not have a father or they may not have a good relationship with their father. And I want my message to be, and I want to send the message that no matter your relationship, good or bad, with your natural father, you have a heavenly father that is waiting and willing to love you to pieces. Like that is what she said. right? So that is how specific she got her with her target audience. Now, it is very clear that she is speaking to Christian women, right? So, people from other religions, if they want to purchase it, sure. But this is her target audience. This is who she is moved to speak to, right? So, what audience or what group of people moves you, right? Where it's like, I feel like I have a need or it's my purpose to reach this group of people. Who is that, right? For Latricia, it is young Christian women. So, this is the end of day one. So just a reminder, if you are really serious about starting a t-shirt business, join my Facebook group. The link is in the description box. I am going to be going live on Thursday at 7. So you could use the group to ask questions, to share your wins. I will be posting some action tasks in there for you to complete to help you get started on your t-shirt business faster. And once again, I would love for you to like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this video. Remember to come back because this is only part 1. We got 2 more parts to go. So come back and watch the second part and then the third part to getting your t-shirt business started, the secret sauce to starting your t-shirt business as a side hustle. I'll catch you in the next video.